Everybody can unmute. My bad. So let me get this in. Let me start again. Welcome, Karima Show and Tell, y'all. How y'all doing? This is Karim from Karim Show and Tell. Another episode. This is season 5, episode 91, Battle of the Sexes, round 2. With my co-host Sean. How you doing?
Hi.
And we're waiting on Charles to come back on. So anyway, Karima Show is where we talk about poetry, politics, ratchetness, relationships, trending topics, and the realities of LA. I'm your host, your masters of ceremonies tonight. I'm a poet, writer, director, deep thinker. If you like what we're doing on Karima Show and Tell, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share, tell people about it, because definitely this is episode 91, which means you missed a lot of great episodes, and we're on episode 91. On today's show, I call it Battle of the Sexes Crew. It's when we're going to talk about men issues, we're going to talk about women issues, we're going to talk about just relationship issues. So anyway, let's get into it, because I know Charles is going to jump on it at any moment. So first question, I think Charles texted me just in case something like this would have happened. Okay, first question, okay? And this is for the ladies, okay? So why do women complain about romance when they lack the urge to be romantic in their relationship?
That's deep.
So why do women complain about romance when they lack the urge to be romantic in their relationships?
What women are you talking to? Who are you talking to?
Well, so you're romantic in all your relationships, Marlo?
I never had a problem with that. So I don't know who the hell are y'all talking to.
I mean, because I've had conversations with women, and they sometimes, some of them complain about, like, I wish he would buy me roses, I wish he would do these things and stuff like that.
Oh, that's different though. That's different. You were saying, okay. So when you're talking about that, you're talking about sometimes women lose the interest in their relationships because they're not being courted. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what you mean, but in terms of the other, I don't see that being a problem. But I think sometimes when you're in a long-term relationship for a marriage, men tend to get a little comfortable and forget about you in the first place.
Okay. How about you?
Basically, what you're saying is, why do women complain about men not being romantic?
Yes.
And then they're not romantic themselves. Is that basically what you're saying?
Exactly. I'm reading from a card that he gave.
Well, women, we want to be the ones romanced.
Okay.
We want, women, we like lean towards that more so. We want the man to, romance us. Okay. And there's not a lot of men who really like being romanced by a woman. I mean,
it all depends. It all depends.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know many men who want flowers and things like that. They don't want doors open.
Oh, that's
flowers. I mean, do they? Do you?
I like flowers.
Yeah, but do you want flowers?
Yes. Not all the time.
I have never bought.
I'll bring you some flowers.
Only flower I want is some flowers, and me, you're gonna bake a cake together. Ain't nobody want goddamn flowers. What?
You don't want no flowers. You
maybe some Hennessy or some flowers. Come on, no.
Well, it also depends on your love language too. I mean, I love flowers. And I like to cook. So I like to cook for my man. I like to cook for him. So it just depends.
But what about the guy like to cook himself? Like, will that be a problem if he like to cook more than you?
No.
No?
How about you, Latonya? Because you holding out. I know you.
I know. I always got something to say. But so first of all, yes, I do love to be romanced. Second of all, yes, my man needs to romance me. And third of all, yes, I romance my man because I believe in that. I believe in taking care of mine. So yeah, I'm not a flowers chick. So I don't like when flowers die. So I don't really care for the flowers. But I do love surprises. And I'll say that. And some men do love flowers. Some men do like flowers. I've given my man flowers before. And he was appreciative.
You got some other things streaming too at the same time? It's like a echo effect.
No.
Hey, Latonya, so what if your man surprised you with some flowers?
That's a good question. I I mean, I'll accept them. Like, I'm not gonna hurt his feelings and not accept the flowers because that'll just be rude. But probably eventually, like in a conversation, I will probably let him know that, I don't really care for flowers. So you don't really have to like spend your money and waste your money on flowers because that's not really my thing.
Okay. Okay. How about you, Ma, Miss Jeanette Jones?
I don't know. To me, it'd be nice. I like surprises. Come in with a gift. Every time they see maybe every other weekend. Hey, please me, don't tease me. You know what I'm saying?
How about you, Sean? You want your how about other guys? How y'all feel about that? You find women complain about romance, or not really?
I think that women like a man to take charge. When it comes to like romance or whatever, especially like those of us over like 40, 30, those of us older, they want to feel like, okay, he's taking charge. He's going to, give the roses, flowers. He's going to say, okay, this is what they do. They want to take charge. That's how I find it to be.
Turn your volume up a little bit, Adrian.
Oh, wait, can you hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Much better.
That's better.
That's better.
Okay, I'll talk more to.
Bro.
Yeah. I think in case people couldn't hear me, I find that women, they want the man to take charge. When it comes to romance, they want to feel like, okay, so he's going to take charge. He's going to like want it down there. He got the candy, the roses, the chocolate hearts. They want to feel like, man, they want to feel like, okay, so he's going to take charge. They do all the right stuff and everything.
I got part of it, but you sounded kind of swampy at the end.
Yeah, it's breaking up.
It was breaking up. It was getting good, but then you start breaking up on us.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay,
Now that right there sounds great.
I think he started getting emotional a little bit. That's why his voice is cracking.
Trust. Not but for real though. With women, they want they want like to take charge. They want to feel like, okay, he's going to take charge and like when it comes to some romantic things. So that's how I feel.
And how about you, Will?
Okay, what was the question again?
Basically,
Pay attention, Will.
I like that.
Are
you with us? That's the way you got to pay
No,
attention.
it was like all this sound is like breaking up. I don't know if y'all hearing me clear or because I'm having trouble hearing. Everybody seem like they're breaking up.
Sorry about that. You can hear
Breaking up is hard.
I can hear you, Will. I can hear you.
Okay.
So basically, the question was that, have you noticed that when you had conversation with women that they complain about the women that do complain about romance, that they don't really put any effort into romance in their own relationship, or you don't really see that at all?
Yeah, I don't really see that, because I don't know. I don't talk about romance a lot myself. I like to sit back and just observe. And then what I do, I try to observe her and some of the things that makes her laugh, makes her happy, and then I like to surprise her with things like that. But I don't really just go and just talk about it. I just like to observe, and like I said, when I hear them say something, and then I'm like, you make a mental note of it, and then you come out, and I guess if they're happy with it, I guess you can label that as romance. I don't know. You have to ask a woman that, women that. So, is that romance with you when a man surprises you with something that you like?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Sean hit on a really good point about just knowing someone's love language. I think that's what you're observing to kind of assess what her love language is, discern what her love language is. And that's important. You have to know if you're dating a man and he likes flowers, then that's his love language. But you wouldn't know that. I wouldn't automatically know that. I have 5 brothers, none of them like flowers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. You got to know the love language because you don't want to be out there buying stuff or bringing things and you don't get the response that you think you're going to get.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Sean, so you got a question, Ma?
No, I want to come in on this. First,
Okay.
you gotta sit down and talk to one another and find out your likes and dislikes. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta start there first. Just
Right.
can't feel like to have a rose from 7-Eleven. You know what I'm saying? You got to really find out what she like and what she don't like and what you like and what you don't like. You got to start there. And if you don't mind sharing everything, you got to start there.
That's love language.
Yeah, that basically that's what I was really just saying. Really, just sit back and observe, and you know what makes her smile, what makes her laugh, anything like that. Then I like to do that. I like to sit back and just watch, and I don't know. I always like to make people smile, regardless. So.
Oh,
So Sean, ask your question. It's your turn.
Okay. All right. My next question is from Brittany from Los Angeles. She asks, in terms of hooking up, why do men think they can pick up where they left off years later? So men, why?
it ain't there no more.
What's going on? What's going on here, men, with hookups?
Come on, Will. You like
No. It's so crazy because I guess that's one of my rules. I always leave whatever. If I had a relationship with you in 2014 and it didn't make it, and I run into you in 2021, I don't try it again because I feel like that 2014 was magic, and I would never be able to recreate that magic again. I will always be disappointed trying it again. So I that's a little different with me because once I'm done, I'm done. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
It's very rare, Will. Very
I
rare.
mean, I answered. I mean, because the thing is, you want to still think you got that swag or that connection with that person. So you want to just test it out. You want to see if you still got it. Even if she shoot you down, you want to be like, yeah, I still got it. And she plays along with it, even if you don't got it no more. You're like, okay, So it's just I think it's just a flirtatious game that men and women play with each other. Like, he wants to see if he still got it, and you want to act like, yeah, he's still up on it. So you play that game, even if he not like can get it, but you want to be like, yeah, he up on it. He still want this.
Yeah. Women, I can see that in that scenario, the woman being like, oh yeah, he still want me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but what happened if something do happen? You see what I'm saying?
Then who knows?
So yeah, you see, my thing is when you play games, there's always going to be a winner and loser. So if I'm just want to see if I still got it, that means I'm not really serious about
I
that.
agree with you, Will. That's so
Yeah,
true.
but I think personally, I think that the reason why people would do that with guys, it just depend on y'all sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the sexual things y'all did, that's why you think you always get them back. If you had a girl going crazy and ape shit crazy, and then fuck her in 10 years, and you see her 10 years later, you like, yo, I tore her ass up. You think you tear her ass up again? So it's point blank period. It's not more than that. It's all about sex. That's it.
Adrian?
You feel about that, man?
The way I
Wow.
kind of feel like what was saying, if we did something back in the day, like, y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. For me personally, like, if I was with a woman years ago and then we got down, and it's years later, I don't feel like going back to her and mess with her again. I kind of like, we did that, been there, done that. We could be friends, but I don't feel the need to like, okay, let's open up and do a chapter. But I've been in people back in the day where like, if I met the girl, this is like weeks and months later. I've done that in the past, and that was just for fun. But like years later, kind of like this is later, moved on, and then done that. I don't feel to revisit that.
Okay. So
So he's saying basically he been there, done that. He don't need to have it again.
yeah.
Right. This was years later.
Well, if you left it a good understanding, it was happiness, and y'all broke up because you couldn't, get along, and then you ran into each other again, I guess you're not gonna go back.
I'm just gonna call the fellas out. Come on, fellas, stop flexing because ladies in here. You know goddamn well, you leaving the club drunk. You seen a girl you smashed 10 years ago. She's drunk. You're going to tap that if you can. So stop flexing like I ain't going back. You ain't got no other.
No, I'm serious. I don't.
Facts.
I don't. Because my thing is whatever happened then. Like I said, the problem is we try to relive something that happened. Like I said, 2014. You cannot relive 2014 to 2021. That's the reason why you didn't make it in the first place.
Yeah,
See, that's the thing about it. You can't forget that's the reason why you didn't make it in the first place. And sometimes you don't even want that drama. Cause if I've been with a female, and then we went our separate ways, and then we had a hard time getting over each other, that was something hard, and I wouldn't want to take her through that again. You see what I'm saying? So
you're not taking it through that if you just want to hit it for one night. You're not taking it through that unless you don't talk to
There's a lot of other women.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, sometimes with like when you deal with somebody physically, you might thinking it's one night, and she might not think it's one night, or she might think it's one night and you might not think it's one night. Somebody, if y'all both satisfy each other, somebody gonna want to step to that other person again. You see what I'm saying?
And if it's the guys, because you mentally you're still stuck there from 10 years ago. Because if a girl loves you 10 years ago and you just got one night with her, and the first thing come out your mouth is when y'all laying down, oh my God, I miss you, I love you, I can't believe that shit happened to us. And of course you're gonna fall back in love. Like, come on, fellas, come on, stop, yo. Stop. I'm right.
So
Well, everybody's built differently, so
I don't do that lovey-dovey talk shit.
So
yeah.
So
My wife.
Sean, I mean, how about the ladies? How y'all feel about that? Some man like walk up to you and do you think he doing it because he's still interested, or you doing it, or you're playing along just because to see, for the fanfare?
I mean, it would just depend. There's some men that I've been. There's no way I would ever.
Right.
Okay.
It just depends.
Mm.
It's by case.
Okay, it's by case. Okay.
By case. I've had one person that had a not necessarily relationship, but we knew that we were directions, but very chemistry. So I mean, years would pass and with each other, and I mean, I wasn't wasn't in anything other than that he wants either. And when it comes to things,
I'm not trying to. When you had that relationship with somebody, regardless of how it turned out, wrong or right, you still had some type of relationship with that person, and it's something that made y'all be together for that period of time. So if you guys disconnect, when y'all ever reconnect again, I don't care if that person was ape shit crazy. It's something that made you stay with that person for that significant amount of time. And it could.
I know, and to piggyback off what Tron said, I've heard a lot of people say, like, when you have a kid with somebody, even though y'all aren't together, that's like a connection that you'll always have for life. And I had, brothers especially that share me on somebody that got a child 10, 20, 30 years old, and we have sex every single year because we have a connection to the child. So I've heard people say that.
But I
generally don't go back.
I really think everybody has their own different experience. Just like the brothers was saying, when he was saying if you see somebody you're gonna tap, that's the way he's thinking. That's the way he is. Well, just like reason why I say that is because I've been in love one time in my life, and when I was in love with that girl one time in my life, she ended up going to New York. I ended up moving here to L.A. And then I was so crazy about her. We didn't break up anything. I was just so crazy about her. And all my friends asked me, say, if you ran into her, right today, would you go back to her? I'm like, no, because I know what we had was during that time. I understand that was a time period. Then we had, like, the things that made me laugh back then don't make me laugh now. The things that excited me back then don't excite me now. So some of the things,
different people, basically.
Right. So, and then what it is, if we think we're going to meet somebody years later and think they're going to be the same person, then what was that Ali said? He had that comment said, if you that same person you was 30 years later or something. You haven't changed, you haven't progressed. It was something like
Right.
that. But there's no way that I'm not saying there's no way. Some people are like that, but I'm just not. That's why I say even with the brother like that was talking, he can't generalize everybody like that. Everybody's not like that, you know.
But I think what he was saying was that if you have a baby with somebody, that man usually generally thinks, oh, I can always go back and have sex with my son or daughter's mom, my baby mama, whatever. That, I think that's basically what he was saying. And you will find that a lot, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Like you said, you'll find it a lot, but not the 100%. You
Yeah,
see what I'm
definitely
saying?
not
So
100%.
And there's two different things. Well, you're talking about the heart. I think that he was talking about just more physicality. Like, I don't think the man intentions was to get back with her. I think it
No.
was just to kind of, hit it and quit it if he could. But I don't think it was to rekindle any kind of flame. Those two different. I think you were talking about relationship, and he was talking about being physical. It's
Like,
two
no,
different-
I'm talking about being physical. I'm not going to go back and be physical because, see, we play with that so much going back. We don't know what it's going to lead to. We don't know how it's going to lead that other person after that act. So, and I'm always thinking about that. That's just me in general. I think about stuff like that. If I go, I'm like, okay, how's she going to feel after that? If I'm not really with it, I'm like, dang, I shouldn't have done that. So, it's been times where I've done that in the past and I've grown from that and I'm like, I can't do that again. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Let's continue on with the different questions. Adrian wrote the question: why do some women show more respect to men who make more money at six figures and less respect to a man who makes makes 40,000, 50,000? It's a
oh
good
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's this conversation.
Yeah. So
Yeah, please. I want to hear y'all insight.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm like beating a dead horse here. I don't go after the money. It's not high on my priority list.
Okay.
It's not. It would be very hard for me to answer that question.
Okay.
I mean, I think maybe because women they want like security. They want to make sure that there's some kind of certain lifestyle there. And maybe they don't feel that a man who makes 40K a year can give them the same lifestyle as a man that makes 100K when really they're about the same.
I mean,
When the
talk about
taxes
more than
really
I
be-
talk about,
So, I don't know.
And how about you, LaTanya?
I'm like Sean. It's like I don't know if I can really answer that question. I don't know. I've never been like a gold digger type chick. I've never been that type of person. But I mean, to be honest, I would like to basically date somebody who's we match as far as finances, we're equal, So that's all I can really say about that that question.
How about you, Marlo? What I'm noticing is that people aren't being 100%.
Yeah, please be honest.
Really?
I don't believe it.
I'm totally honest.
Do you think we're lying?
I don't think you're lying, but I don't think you're being 100.
This sounds polite.
Because I really
I'm always straightforward.
Because no.
I'm always keeping it real. Really?
I'm being honest with you. I'm being serious. If you met a millionaire, right? You know this man millionaire. He drive a Lambo. That's his regular car, right? You saying that you treat him as equal to a dude that work at a department store or McDonald's, a manager at McDonald's.
Now I'll say this. When you talk about treating people, I treat everybody the same, no matter who they are.
Right.
Listen, I have worked with millionaires and all of that, and I'm not going to be a fly on the wall. If I'm in the room, you're going to know that I'm there. I'm going to make sure that you acknowledge me. I don't care who you are, and I'm going to be polite about it. So for me, you treat everybody with dignity and respect. I grew up in this industry, so I know exactly what that feels like to be considered the help. You know what I mean? So, and I've seen the looks on people's faces when they're treated that way. So definitely, especially not my Black brothers, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, me either.
I don't care who you are. Now, if you talk about dating, it's different because most men who make $40,000 a year won't date me anyway. They're not. They feel like I'm on a whole nother level anyway. It's never. I don't think we put ourselves. They put us there. They say, "I can't afford you, sis." Like a man man will say that before I'll ever say it. He can look at the car I drive and be like, I'm good.
Yeah, I would have that too. I would get that too. Men would tell me, because I used to live in Dana Point and I have this real big, beautiful house. And, I started dating and this guy came to my house and he looked at my house. He said, I can't date you because there's nothing I can do for you. So I think you guys are on that whole thing a little bit more than
No. Well,
all women, but some are on that.
Look, I know I asked the question, but this is the observation. So like being so raw and real. So I've seen, let's say, brothers making 40, 50,000 a year, and especially living in LA, that's on some like 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom apartment. So let's say like if y'all are dating, it's more of a like Outback Steakhouse, Red Lobster, you know what I'm saying? Maybe like if you take a vacation to Vegas, it's Airbnb and stuff like that. And then some women, I put some women are kind of like, oh wait, this brother doesn't make a lot of money, he's not balling. Then it'll be the brother who's making 6 figures, and let's say he cheats on you, and he got all this money, y'all can take trips to different countries, Europe, Asia, Africa, whatever. They may be heartbroken that he cheats on them, but they'll still respect him because he can lavish so much money. But then the brother who doesn't make it as much money, he loves you, big romantic guy. He may not gonna be cooking for you, let me give you flowers, let me write you poetry, this and that. They'll leave that brother on like, oh, I'm not with this dude, he don't make enough money. That's just an observation.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I mean, my last husband I don't even think he made I think he made like 55,000 a year. He didn't make any money. I made way more money than him, but I didn't care about that. If that wasn't the issue. But for me, that's not even in my top 10 of qualities or attributes for a man. Me personally, their money.
Because I'm real old-fashioned.
You say, Marlo?
I said it's the women they're pursuing too. I'm not that woman either, but you're pursuing a woman that has those kinds of qualities, and that's what you're going to get. But I think when you talk to a mature woman who's been around the block a few times and understands what quality is, that's the last thing we're thinking about. I mean, listen, as long as you are fiscally responsible, first of all, if you with me, there's nowhere but to go but up. You're not.
That's what I say too, sis.
So it's not like you're gonna stay the way you were, especially if you're not with me. It's not gonna happen. It's not, or we won't stay together. And it's not because of me, because that's just the kind of relationship I garner. That's the kind of human being I am, that I'm going to lift them up and make sure that his aspirations are, that I can in some way nurture those. So for me, no, it's about the women that you are selecting. And I say that all the time. Like, the men don't want around and fiscally responsible and successful and want to lift them up. They want these women that
need to be rescued.
That want to be rescued, that want to be taken care of to a certain. Listen, I want to be taken care of. It's not always about finances. It's not about finances. It's about something bigger than that. Because finances don't last. You can go broke, get rich. But what sustains you is the relationship, the respect for one another.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. So for me, what's important, like, finances. Yeah, I don't really want to be struggling, but it's all about the way the person treats you. Like, it's all about the way the man treats you, because you can have a man that's a millionaire and treat you like shit. You know, like, and don't give a damn about you, disrespect. You know what I'm saying? But then you have, but it works both ways. You can have a man that don't have nothing and treat you like shit too. So it's all about the woman.
That is really bad.
That's so true.
It's important to me. It's all about how you treat me. Just
Right.
point blank.
LA, you get both.
So, Mom,
Yeah.
the
Hey,
question,
what's the question again? Because we got kicked off the air because we was keeping it too real.
so the question that Adrian asked, right? He says, Why do some women show more respect to men who make a lot of money, like millions of dollars, and less respect to people who basically make minimum wage?
Because they probably make less than the guy do, and they want as much as they can get out of the guy at that time. But you know what? I say no. Let me shut up.
I told you, Mom.
Yeah, I'm a boy mom, so I don't hold back. But you know what's? A lot of men have issues, and it ain't about what they got in their pocket; it's what they got in that zipper. They got a little Oscar Mayer weenie. They're gonna try to treat you as bad as they can to get rid of you because they don't want you to really find out they got a little Oscar Mayer weenie. But when they got something going, they want all the women. They think they Mr. Casanova. Damn. They can get all the women. So you got to watch out for them kind of people. God, then you got the in-between men. Those are the nice ones. You about to get kicked off again, man. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. They kicked off again. Hey, I'm keeping it real. The same world y'all going through, I've been through.
I heard that.
What comes around goes around. It's a new day, but at the same time. Get down. What are you doing? Get down. And it's true. That's keeping it real.
Sean, you got a question for the guys?
Huh?
Okay, let's see.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
You want me to go?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, Leslie from Austin asked, do men fantasize sexually about their female friends? And if a woman knows this, does she remain friends with that man?
What?
Yeah, that's the question.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I like porn, so I don't give a fuck. Straight up, ice cream so
Okay.
So basically, do men fantasize about women that they're friends with? And if they do you think that the woman can still remain friends with that man?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
For me, when I was single, I never fantasized never about none of my female friends. If I thought they was sexy or beautiful, I tried to get with them. So why I'm gonna fantasize? I'm just gonna try my card. If it don't work, fuck it, keep it moving. She ain't my friend no more.
Okay, so you don't get caught in that friend zone.
Nah. We want to even daughter, we ain't. Keep it moving.
Gotcha. Okay, Will, what do you say?
Well, believe it or not, I agree with my man. hey, I agree with my man. I'm the same way. So
But I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a lot of when I was single and now, but I have a lot of beautiful female friends that's gorgeous, straight dimes, 8s, 10, 9, whatever. But I never thought about them in that way. So it's not like every pretty girl I'm like, yo, if I can't get what I can't be with her. No, it's just certain things that, like me, I'm a brainiac. I like women that's super intelligent, smarter than me. You know what I mean? Smarter than me. Curve my mind. I don't care about your body and all that other shit. That don't mean nothing to me. But if you can elevate my mental, we got something going. I got some friends that's dimes, models. Bitch is dumb. So I can't even communicate. You know what I mean? Like, so that's only from my personal. When I was single.
Hey, Robert, you still there?
Yep, I am still here.
You gotta answer the question, man. You can't be hiding in the dark like Batman.
Okay, well, my answer is I've got plenty of beautiful friends. I've never fantasized about them. And if I was quote unquote supposedly just thought of a brother or something like that, I would still, probably have feelings for them, but I will respect that boundary. And that's just that. But I've never fantasized about any of my friends.
Yeah, that's kind of perverted, though. To be honest with you. But that's men all perverts, though.
I mean, yeah, there's plenty of perverts.
We definitely perverts, though. No bullshit. Yeah, but.
Well, you want me to answer the question? You want me to answer the question?
Ramo, you answer the question, goddammit.
Yeah, I have fantasized about some of my female friends, no, and some of my female friends, yes. I fantasized about it. I thought about them like that, but either I'm gonna move on them or not. But I can still think about them like they're attractive women. Like I'm a heterosexual man. So you try to say I'm not supposed to think about a heterosexual woman like that and be like, oh damn, she look good today and stuff like that. But that don't mean that I gotta move on it. You know, when you're
Women
young,
fantasize.
See, the thing about it, see, I think we're getting caught up with the wording. Like you just said, I thought about it. Yeah, everybody's thought about it, but fantasizing is when you sitting back like a pervert. You know, yeah, that's the way I took it when y'all said use the word fantasizing.
Right.
So
that's
yeah.
the way I took it
as a
too.
perverted word.
Right.
You thought of them in a sexual way. That's
Don't
it.
take it like that, man.
You
But
know?
shit, hold up. What you say, man? Hold up. Oh, holla if you hear me. What you say, man?
Women fantasize too.
I said what you say one more time.
That's what I said.
Oh, all
Women-
right. I say one more time.
Yeah,
Oh, all right.
if I see a young man jogging down the street and all built, Lord Jesus.
Let me tell you something. We went to Hawaii.
Shit.
Mama asked me for
Yeah,
some
I
wine.
know women fantasize.
I love looking at
I know
men run down
Right.
jogging with muscles and all. God bless them.
Getting chased by
Dead
the
in their head.
police in Baltimore, huh?
Shit.
Getting chased by the police.
Getting chased by the police.
Look at him running
No, but
fast.
women fantasize about men. You know, when
That
they
nigga
see a
running for his
good-looking
life.
man, you know, dressed up in a suit and everything, you know, he look good. Hey,
Or when he comes
fantasize.
pick the cable guy, fire.
Hey, don't y'all young ladies fantasize?
Yeah.
Got you. Women got
Yeah.
him.
If we see a good looking man out there, yeah, we're gonna look at him and be like, ooh,
Right.
right.
And then when we look at y'all look away like y'all never was looking at
That's
us.
right, we
My
do.
God.
Because we like to play.
Y'all play
Women-
too many.
women-
Y'all play dope fiend games.
Look,
Too many games.
Women like to be chased. Women love to be chased, and they love to say no, not that, no.
Hey.
They like that. Mhm.
So hey, just give me an example of fantasizing when y'all using that word. I want to know. Just give me an example.
Yo, like, am I Googling
Example
her?
The way football players look when they're out there on the field, brother. Oh, my
No, I'm saying you fantasizing. You okay? What I'm saying,
You think about how it would be to have sex with that person.
yes.
okay, that's what I.
Thinking,
I don't think
But-
like that.
what would that be like?
Okay, that's what I was trying to get at.
Hugged by one, you know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm
Plus, I'm
say this.
dating somebody and we haven't like slept together yet, and I'm like, that's the only time I would probably fantasize about.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't fantasize about random guys. I even if they're hot, I'm like, oh, he's cute, nice muscles, but I'm not thinking about I don't know. No, that's not
Right. And
No, you ain't
hold on.
gonna
And
go that far, but-
for men, I'm gonna speak for all men, all real men out here. I never fantasize about a girl like, damn, I want like how it is when we
Yeah,
in the
right.
bedroom. All I'm thinking is I'm gonna turn that pussy up
No.
when I hit that. That's it. I'm not worried about what she gonna do back. I know I'm gonna try to break a hip or do something like that.
No,
You know what I mean? Like,
well,
fantasize be like,
when
fantasize be a woman, right, and she got her lipstick popping. You like, I wonder what that kiss tastes like.
oh, she probably hit mom.
yes, now you like that.
We be like, I wonder what that's like. You know, you want to be fantasize is like you want to try, but like, nope, don't want to go past that line because that leads to something else.
What I mean by fantasize, y'all, I'm talking about like when you see a man with a flat stomach, that looks great. You know, instead of a big beer belly, you know, overlooking a dead ass dick. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to that.
Why you bring your ass up, man? Why you bring your ass up, man? Everybody asks about your ass, yo. Ain't mad at niggas that come out there.
I'm mad at my friend because he ain't come here to visit me. So I'm still mad at him. I only talk to him on the phone as far as it goes.
Big belly Lou, big heaven there.
Let's answer the next question. Okay.
Adrian had his hands up. I think he has his hand up.
You got a question, Adrian?
Oh, no, I was just going to give my opinion.
Good.
I fantasized about some of my female friends before, and some of them we acted on it. It was kind of like, you know, we had those fantasies about each other, and you know, and then some of them thought about it before and acted on it. But yeah, I've had some of my friends fantasize about it, sex together.
Were you able to stay friends after you acted on it?
Yeah, we sure were. Because it was just one of those, like, our friendship was so strong and solid. And, like, whether we had sex one time or a dozen times, it was just kind of like we had a good friendship.
Okay.
I like to add to that question. Like, I've had friends that we fantasize. I've had friends that we end up doing it and enjoying each other. And then years later, like, we became friends, but an interesting type of friend, like a friend that knows you, even biblically, but at that moment you go, you know what, I'm good at where we are, you know. And I actually appreciate those relationships where like, okay, we've seen each other, it's cool, now we can just really just be cool, because sometimes the lack of intimacy kind of like leads to a disconnect.
Yeah.
Can I?
Okay, I have another question to kind of add on to that.
Okay.
Okay, so if you were friends with someone and then you guys took it to a different level and then you went back to friends, do you now bring that person around your significant other or wife or husband or spouse?
Hell yeah.
It
Bring
doesn't
them
matter.
around?
Yeah.
Like,
I've
do
done
you
that.
tell them? Do you tell the spouse
No.
what went down?
Yeah.
So it depends what type of person you are.
Nah, I don't.
I'm still cool with all my exes because we just friends though. And back to Ziegler real quick. I don't think I ever hit a girl one time and that was it. That was like a one night stand. Like
Really?
It got one time. That mean you ain't doing nothing, bro. You must have gave a half a loaf or not the full pins. I don't know, but one time is like, yo, come on. At least one time in the head.
Bring back episode 1. That's the topic for episode 1. So
Zig gave a half a loaf, yo. That's why they hit one time, yo. You had to do the whole slice.
I gave the whole loaf. It was
One time.
okay.
Our friendship was so solid. It's like we could have sex and still be friends.
I'm saying, Sean, you had to be there on the first episode. This thing was one of the thoughts we talked about in the first episode. Okay.
Amen.
I got a question. I got a question that Charles gave me. Here we go. Why do women feel it's okay to keep tabs on exes while they're in a new relationship? Do they feel that they're missing out on something? So why do women keep tabs on their exes while they're in a new relationship?
That's deep.
Because they not completed.
Yeah, exactly. Something is still there.
Right.
Yeah. And they trying to, whatever that ex had, they want to put that into the new guy. And sometimes it just don't work out. You know, they
but you shouldn't compare relationships.
You're not comparing, you're trying to find something special in this new guy that the old guy used to have, and sometimes it's just not there.
But I don't have a problem with females having male friends. That's not a problem.
Male friends is one thing, exes is another.
But that male friend could be Ziegler. You only fuck one time, then
I'm not bringing anybody around my husband that has seen me naked.
You're right. Like,
That's right.
He's not coming around. I don't care if we're friends or not. He ain't coming around.
I mean,
even if it was 10 years ago.
Even
don't matter.
Years ago.
Wow.
For real? The only person to see you is your husband, your man, or a doctor.
No, I've been transparent. Like, okay, if I had a relationship with this other woman a long time ago, okay, I'll be like, oh yeah, this is this person. But it has been like, you know, like a last year thing. No, you don't do that. But you just be like, because the thing is, ain't nobody here virgin. You know what I mean? It's like, there's no way you can be like, oh yeah, she was with me first. No, we're past that time.
Remind me reborn again virgin.
But
What you talking about?
But don't worry about it, y'all. I'm cool. But out of respect for yourself and the person that you with, you don't need to bring old news back up. Let that thing lay dead. Go ahead. And you're, just rest.
I ain't doing it.
I agree.
No,
I ain't doing it.
Because the woman feel uncomfortable bringing old news around. No. You just lie. Just go and find
Men already
say
have this sense of entitlement, like we said earlier, and their behavior is always a little sketchy when you're
right. But see, that for somebody that can do that or go around that, it make you have more character. Like, for instance, my wife, right? Never cheated, don't need to cheat, none of that shit. But I do shows, and I go back home and do shows. I travel doing shows and all stuff. And exes come to my shows, and girls I dated come to my shows. It's not a problem. My wife don't care because she got me. She with me, and that's it. And I don't have a problem with them coming around, and she don't even, because it don't bother us. We're in a whole nother atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? So for me personally, it don't bother us for my lifestyle. But somebody that don't travel for a living or doing entertainment shit like that, it might be tough for you. But a few girls in the crowd have seen me naked before. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
That's real.
All quiet in the corner.
Yeah, Robert, we need to bring you out a little bit. Come on now. Okay. This is Farron from Florida asked, fellas, what's up with the texting phenom? When trying to get to know a woman,
We'll send you the link.
when you're trying to get to know a woman, why are you texting so much? And women, what do you prefer? Texting or the old-fashioned calling? When you're getting to know a woman.
I say call me, damn it, because that texting, honey, you can say anything you want to say texting. You can change your words around, and to me, you're fake. I'd rather hear your voice, or FaceTime me, damn it. I want to see technology. FaceTime me. I want to see it all. I want to see your expression and all that.
Yeah, texting is for the birds, dog.
I like that.
Yeah, FaceTime.
You got fucking attorneys that text you now. Like, this shit's ridiculous. Like, texting is disrespect. I don't like it, to be honest with you, because you don't know who's texting.
Because you're not saying it from the heart.
Because I'm not gonna flex. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Like, if I'm busy getting ready, preparing myself for a show, you text me. You actually talking to my wife or my manager. You're not texting me. So, but on a relationship tip, that's why I'm just happy I'm married, because I can't deal with this.
I guess I
can't do it.
Old school. We all grew up in that, the calling thing. Because the thing about a text is that when a person tells you a joke or some funny thing that happened to them, it doesn't come out correctly on a text.
Right.
And sometimes it even comes like they're insulting you, and you're like, "Well, that ain't funny. I don't know what that is."
That's right.
And then if you happen to be dating somebody like in their 20s and stuff like that, they not even texting straight sentences. They texting like letters, and you got to be like, "Huh? What that mean? Ha ha ha."
Letters.
It's definitely generational.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Right.
no doubt. So you got people. So I coach basketball, like AU and all that stuff. Like literally, I take my kids. We travel sometimes. Wait, come on, bro. Big ass stuff. Move, man. Move. They instead of asking for a girl number, they ask for their TikTok or their Instagram. I'm like, yo, did you get a number? No, I got a TikTok, coach. I'm like, what? Yo, is that real? And they love that shit though. So the youth is different, way different. You know what I'm saying? So,
No, I'm a senior citizen. I want to see his face. Because that might be an ugly ass, wrinkled, prune looking man texting me.
there you go back to your ex. There you go back to your ex. My God.
I got to see his
Yeah,
face.
I don't like the good morning beautiful text all the time.
That's funny.
Don't
Yeah.
good morning beautiful me.
What about the eggplants?
Yeah, all that. No, I don't.
Yeah. That shit goofy though, for real.
How about you, Robert? Did you answer the question?
Didn't answer the question, but I know that you're not going to be able to pull a grown woman by just texting. You got to give them a phone call, have a legitimate conversation.
Okay. So I got a question. How long is a legitimate conversation? Is it 15 minutes? Is it 30 minutes? Is it an hour? Like, what's the legitimate?
I say 10 to 15 minutes.
10, 15 minutes, just check on you conversation.
So
Yo,
this is the first date. Like this is the first initial conversation. You're talking about the first initial conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
15
First
minutes?
initial conversation is usually an hour or two.
what about that
If
phone?
you're vibing.
Phone?
Yeah,
I mean-
5 hours. My first conversation, 5 hours.
5
Mine
hours?
too.
5
It
hours.
was a great conversation.
I don't got 5 in me though.
Boy, I gotta be honest with you.
That's a long time. Was he locked up? No, I'm just joking.
No, he was not locked up.
God damn, 5 hours. Holy shit.
I need some clickbait. I need some 5 hours is like I know everything about you. I need like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I need a follow-up.
Maybe an hour.
I need an episodic conversation. Not go, oh yeah, I think I missed it. I didn't ask her about that. 5 hours, I probably get bored after that. I'm like, why am I gonna call her a second time? Because she told me everything. I need
5 hours on the phone. My
Got
God.
to find out everything.
5 hours.
Yeah, well, like most of the time, most of the time when
And
Most
credit
of,
for all that shit 5 hours, though.
nah,
I
but
say talk as long as you can, and then the next time you talk, see if he still got it going on. If not, oh, he's boring. You don't have to call me back after the second time. As much fun we had the first time in talking. No, hell no, don't call me.
My lord.
How about you, Marlo?
Usually when you first meet someone, it's I won't put a time frame on it, but it's usually pretty extended. I would say an hour or more. Like I've never met someone that I like connected with and we talked for 15 minutes. Not in the beginning. After we're together for a while, then maybe, but initially I'm with Latanya and Sean. It's usually an extended period of time.
Okay.
Can I ask y'all a question? Why is it so good when you first start off with relationship, and then after a year and a half or two, it seemed like it started melting down? What y'all think of that?
Are you asking us, or we should be asking you that?
Don't ask me, honey. I told you. I've been around the moon.
Oh,
I don't have nobody.
Are you talking to yourself?
No, I want to know about y'all because y'all younger than me. You know, look.
Well,
Round goes around. New day, same time.
I think Mama Jeanette, because like a lot of times men we feel like, okay, we're going out with the woman, we gotta impress her, we gotta buy stuff, do certain things, and then like especially once guys feel like, okay, so we're in a relationship, this is my girlfriend, fiance, whatever, we've been together for 6 months, years, whatever. Guys feel like, okay, you know what? I don't have to try as hard. So like the beginning and stuff, I got about the flowers, the candy, the food, take her out. But then now it's like this a year later, like the money's tight or whatever. Hey baby, we're gonna stay in the house. Let's stay in, watch TV, order food. Like you feel like since you already got her, there's no point in
No, but I don't. I mean, I think the relationship the newness of it fades, but I don't think that the romance has to fade. But at the same time, it's a conscious understanding that, hey, I worked all week. You worked all week.
We tired.
What kind of energy we got, because the thing is, relationships sometimes do form into, okay, we go out, we plan something, we eat, we go fuck. And it's a continuation. It is. I mean, that's what, once you get into a relationship, it's like we go out, we have a good time, we have fun, okay, cool. We ate, right? You wanna do it? I mean, literally it becomes into that routine, and every once in a while you try to birthday, you try to surprise somebody, but I mean, I don't know how you can that's why I'm like, I don't want to know everything about you in 1 year. It's like working for the DMV probationary period. I need some. You ain't gonna learn it in one time, in 1 year. You need to, and my mama, credit to my mom, she said, don't get serious with a woman until you've seen her in every season, right? And I
didn't know. Tell me that shit. What?
You was hard headed. You ain't want to listen. But she said, dude, that's the only way. You need to see her on vacation with you.
I love you, Jay.
How she spent her money, not your money. How she spent her money. You need to see her when you ain't got no food in the house and it's your fault because you ain't got no food in the house. You need to see her in every season because the thing
I heard that.
It's really relationships to me. I realize it's not about how much sweet you can take; it's how much bitter you can take. That's a relationship.
Showed up.
That's what it is. People are like, well, he treats me so well. Stop bragging. That's not a relationship. That's the introduction. Let's see when after he pissed you off or he fuck up that money, that y'all had planned for something, or he take the money and do something totally different, right? That is not what the plan was, but benefits you in the long run. We'll see where your relationship really is and how you really think of him, and vice versa. How he comes back and says, "Okay, my bad." How he apologizes when he know he wrong, and also how he apologizes when he know he right.
Well, it's definitely important for a couple to have some type of argument or friction, not knockout, drag down fight, but you need to know how you guys are going to handle a conflict, because there is going to be a conflict. Everything's not going to be all smooth sailing. So how do you argue? Does this person get real dirty with their fights and start name calling and, you know, do they take responsibility? So yeah, you want to know those things before you get all deep into it.
Well, a lot of times you're not going to know that until you're deep into it. So a lot of times, and the thing is, what the way I approach things, everything is just a moment. And just because, you know, I might have a fantastic moment with you, and then you might do something that piss me off, but when you piss me off, that ain't gonna outweigh the joy that you gave me. So I can't sit up there and let that argument or whatever outweigh the happiness that I have with you. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna see, and I understand. I'm a grown ass man. I understand that you're gonna have some flaws. You gotta understand I'm gonna have some flaws. But how do we approach those flaws? And if we approach them like children, of course it's gonna be, you know, like we're gonna have problems. But if we approach them like grown adults, then we come on now. We all older now. We know it ain't too much now that's going to happen that we don't know nothing about. Right. You know, it's not too much we don't, and then we go into it now. We go into it like kids, man. We just, you know, we got a child's mind, but I'm all about the moment though. You know, it's like if I'm at a moment where I'm enjoying myself and I record that moment and think about that moment, and you might do something messed up the next week, but it may not outweigh the joy that you gave me. But if you do something that outweighed that joy you gave me, then that's when, you know, I start making changes. You see what I'm saying? It's just like what Sean said. If you arguing with somebody, the thing with me, I'm more like that. I picked up on that. How do a person fight? You know, and when they fight, they get real low down and dirty. You know, my thing is whenever I get in a conversation like that, you got one time, and the whole time while I'm in that conversation, I'm thinking about, she ain't gonna never hear from you again. She ain't gonna never hear from me again. And that's the same way I do sometimes when I'm out on a date. I'm out on a date and I see some girls just want to see how deep your pockets is. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. But in my mind, I'm like, you'll never be out with me again. You know, that's the last time. You know, and then sometimes.
Okay, what's an example of a woman trying to see how deep your pockets are?
Hey,
okay, all right, okay. Here we are. We was out one time. This girl just ordered almost everything on the menu, not everything, but a lot. But you know, and she wasn't no. And then, huh?
What restaurant y'all was at though?
I was out in no. I was back in DC. We was over in Germantown in DC. So and basically we was there, and she ordered this, and okay, I'll take it to go. Okay, all right, yeah, you take it to go. Then you start ordering dessert. Then
but did you stop her?
No, I don't, because you know what I do. I don't, because I've already made up my mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm already made. See, no, what the great Maya Angelou say: when somebody show you who they are, believe them. Believe them.
That might have been the best woman that you would ever have in your life. You should have stopped and say, "Baby, wait a minute. You're gonna order this and order that. That's it, because you know my."
But she did that on her own. Sometimes you just gotta let people be who they are. No, you know, and that's what I do. I let people be who they are, so I know who you are. I don't need no lights, cameras, action. Now you on stage and you giving me the best performance of your life. I don't need that. I need to see who you are when the curtains are closed. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, and that's the way I look at it. Yeah, I'll let, you know, sometimes she thought she was getting over. But at the end of the day, you might have spent on whatever you spent, but that ain't no. That's just like a lot of these these guys who got it going on, put them in apartments and all that little stuff, and they really think they got it going on. When I'm like, dude, this dude making $1 million a year, paying for your little rent every month ain't nothing, but you really think that's something, you know. But a lot of time, well, no, going back to what I was saying is more like, you know, sometimes I just let people just go and just see who they are.
But you shouldn't do that to yourself. You know, you should have.
No, no. What I'm saying, it didn't.
You just like a all tied up and turns on, like you got big pockets of money. Were you dressed like that toward her when you took her out?
No, I don't do that. Because most of my conversation, I try to have down to earth conversations with females, and then, you know, and more so like, but I do notice something that goes, you know, you have something that takes a curve. Somebody throw you a curveball, and you're like, okay, I'm not trying to be in that lane there, you know. And just like I had one girl one time, because what we used to do on Sundays, I used to go down to Skid Row, and we used to feed the homeless. And I remember I was out with this one girl. She said, "You don't need to be in Skid Row. You were so and so, so and so. You don't need to be down there." And you know, and like once again, I'm in my mind. This is the last time you're gonna hear from me. You know, and what I do, I just let people talk. You know, you gotta let them be who they are. That's the only way we're going. That's the way that just put it me. That's I'm just saying with me. That's the only way I find out who you are. It's just let you be who you are.
So Sean, you got another question? Because we coming near the end.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay. Aaron from LA wants to know, why do men think lying is how not to hurt a woman?
Mm-hmm.
Say, I didn't tell you because I didn't want to hurt you, so I lied.
Well, that's just an excuse right there. No bullshit.
That's a cop out.
That depends on the man. I think people do that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a man or
Women do
woman
that too,
thing.
though. Women do that shit too, though. I only lied to you because I didn't want to hurt you. That's just that's
I was always taught you better be a good liar. Keep it in mind what you said a couple weeks ago, because it's gonna come back to bite your ass.
Mm-hmm.
He said it that way. He said it just like that.
Yeah, it's gonna come back to bite your ass, because you ain't gonna remember what you said 3 weeks ago, because you gonna try to repeat it the 4th week, and you gonna forget all about what the hell you was.
What if you write the lie down though?
Shut the hell up.
But do you think that's love, though? Is that love?
No.
If you're lying to the person because you don't want to hurt them.
No, but everybody lies. But everybody lies.
It's a people thing. It's not a gender.
Everybody lies.
Well, hey, what did they say in The Few Good Men? You can't handle the truth, and sometimes you know that person can't handle the truth, and just because like, you know, during our lifetimes, you know, we've heard different stories, and you know, I've had situations where I've heard where somebody revealed that they was doing something, they was cheating on their wife or cheating on their husband. Then the person took themselves, like Joy went and killed himself when like 2-3 months ago. He was in Atlanta, had a friend in Atlanta, found out this girl was cheating on him. He been asking her, she said no, and then when he found out, he went in the room and killed himself. See, you know, you never know what it leads to. That's some people.
What he do?
Huh?
What he do?
He shot himself.
What do you do?
Over what?
He found out his girlfriend was cheating.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but you know, but he'd been asking her. He suspected it. He asking her, but she was lying all that time. But you know, but that lie caused. You know, I just don't get into that though. You know, sometimes you know you gotta pick and choose your battles. You know.
Yeah, but ain't nobody worth killing yourself over. I mean,
right.
You must be a weak ass. No disrespect to the dead, but you gotta be a weak individual to kill yourself over a female. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Anybody.
Come on, dog.
Kill yourself. Period. I just look at it. Kill yourself.
That's that
period.
white people shit, bro.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody. Nobody wants 100% truth. Nobody.
Well,
but you can.
in the great.
But nobody wants the 100% raw truth, because then it's like you're insensitive, you're mean, you're nasty.
Right.
You want the truth, right?
Right.
But the thing is, you really don't. But as a man, right, I've noticed, right, that women can't wait to criticize what you're doing and not herself. So tell me, how about that? I can't. I've been criticized so much. Like, hey, guess what? I need to tell you what I think of you on this. I'm like, you can, but I didn't ask really. So what's up with that?
Most time when people give you criticism, if it's not direct criticism, like to better yourself as a person, it's just some other shit. It's a defense mechanism because they got something wrong with them. You get what I'm saying? So
we all got things wrong with us. I mean, none of us are without any kind of, you know.
But see, that's when it goes back to the beginning of talking to the person that you're gonna, you know, hook up with. Because if you lie, you steal, you cheat.
But the thing about it, okay, now let me ask y'all this: how do you tell somebody who've done nothing to you that you don't love them anymore?
You tell them. You just have to tell them.
That's what everybody always say, but I notice everybody drag it along.
They drag it on them.
Yeah, because they don't want to hurt that other person's feelings.
That's what the question
right.
is.
So when they doing that, now they're lying. You see what I'm saying? Now they're lying.
It's time for you to move on. Why?
I mean, they're not interested in them all the time. I just tell you, like, it's not. I mean, we're not compatible. Like, my thing is, listen, tell me the truth, even if you wrap it in a bow.
That's right.
Yep.
You don't. It doesn't have to be harsh, but listen, it just doesn't. I don't see this working out. We say it all the time. Women say it all the time, and I don't know what the difference is with men. Why you feel like you have to be dishonest? I'm not gonna break. I'm not gonna shatter.
But yeah, but see, the thing about it, you remember now, just like what you said, you're not going to break, you're not going to, but that ain't the way we see y'all. We see y'all as something like soft, and fragile, and a lot of times we see y'all as something we want to protect. See, a lot of times we do that's a blurred line. When you sitting up there, you playing protector, but you don't want to hurt that person. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know if that person can take it. You know what I'm saying? So you prolong it and try to find different ways of approaching that, but all at the same time you live in a lie. So you got you
gets hurt anyway.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sean.
I was just saying, then she's gonna get hurt anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Because when she finds out, you're gonna start getting annoyed. Your personality is gonna change. You're not gonna be kind anymore. And she's gonna end up hating you. And for what? When you could just say, listen, I think you're an amazing woman. I'm not there. That's okay. You can find somebody else.
Yeah. So, okay, so I'm just trying to figure this out. So you're saying that you would rather prolong not really having feelings for this woman because you don't want to hurt her feelings about telling her the truth about how you're feelings, about how you feel?
I've done that before. I've done it before. I've done it before. But I didn't do anything else. I wasn't messing with nobody else. I wasn't doing that. I was just trying to figure out a way to. What was that? I'm trying to think.
Let her down easy.
Yeah, it's something like that. Because you always because my thing is you don't want to hurt them, but it's more so like if you just give them a little dose, just you start doing little things and what I'm saying is like the distance. You stop being.
Oh, so basically you're about to ghost her. So you're basically about to ghost the girl. You're about to ghost her.
Well, hey, it's like you know how you kind of like steal away.
Still away.
Yeah.
Let me say, do you really think that that's right though? Does that?
Well, you know what? Some people, but I've seen times when people just been straight out mean, and I'm like, man, that ain't cool.
But we're not telling you to be mean. We're telling you to keep it real.
Well, look, no, that ain't keeping it real. Cause look, the whole time what I'm doing, I'm stealing away, and I'm trying to figure out a way to put in the words put in the words that okay, we're not going to make it. But then in the meantime, because I've seen people do that, and then when he thought like my boy, he thought he was stealing away from his girl, and then he come to find out he changed his mind. He wanted to get back with her. So, but if he would have just broke it off then,
coming back.
Huh? But no. But you. But see, yeah. But how do you know it ain't no? Cause he never told you he was leaving. So when you say ain't no coming back, he never left you.
Yeah, well, I think you should tell someone that you don't want to be with them and be honest and authentic. Because what you're doing, you might be saving yourself from having that conversation, but you're wasting that person's time.
I agree.
Meeting somebody that they do vibe.
Right.
Man, Will said it from the beginning, from the first question Karima asked. Will said, all I do is sit back and just listen. That's it. So he playing his role.
But you know what? I would hate to be with a person like you if you wanted to break it off. Listen, if you wanted to break it off with me, but yet you still bringing me nice ice cream.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
You're wasting your time.
You're trying to ease your way out of my life.
You are wasting your time.
Cause my thing is you get less phone calls. You get everything decreases. Everything decreases.
Off right away.
Oh, okay. All right. No.
Something. There are women, and they have this thing, and I've heard it so many times. I'm sorry, but some women need closure. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't like me, don't string me on.
That's right.
All right. I know that's what I hear. Down there 100% of the time. Don't string along. But it's hard when you're in it. When you're in it, it's hard. Cause it's like now, cause immediately you think, okay, I don't feel the same way I do about you, but I don't completely not love you anymore.
Oh, go
You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. Because like I said, you know, what if I change my mind in the middle of that? I'm pretty sure. How many of y'all? Let me ask you. How many of y'all have been in a relationship and you thought about just cutting it off, and you didn't?
I mean, we've been,
And you didn't.
we're adults. A lot of us have been
Everybody.
through stuff
Everybody
like
goes
that.
through
Like
that,
everybody's been in something
Everybody
like
goes
that.
through that. But now when you know that you're done, if you know you're done, let that person go.
That's
It's
crazy.
So what?
to me.
So
Let
what?
me ask you
Yeah,
that.
no, I'm gonna tell you this. Usually when men behave like that and they start pulling off, it's because they are in the middle of whether or not they want to be with you or not. And I'm gonna tell you,
Somebody else.
as soon as I detect it, I'm
Somebody
done.
else.
And usually they're devastated because once you stop talking, once you start pulling back and not calling me, bro, you are disconnected and ghosted.
So done.
I'm
So done.
together for a year. I got a track record, real talk. If I even detect that you have some kind of way that I'm done, and usually the man is
And that's what we want. And that's what I want. And see what I'm saying?
With you.
See, and then what I'm saying, and that's what I want. Cause look, you detect that there's a distance, you know, and you reacting to what you detect, which is a proper reaction from you.
Right. So you want me to do your dirty work, and you want me to leave you first before you leave me.
Hey, you can word it any way you want to. You can word it the way you want to. If that make you feel good to say you doing my dirty work, but like the sister said,
You just said though.
I didn't say nothing about you doing my dirty work.
Well, but usually when men like that do that,
Will.
you guys end up the ones feeling back. You end up the ones that's trying to come back. I've never been in a relationship with a man where they've done that and then I cut it off and they weren't trying to come back.
I've been in relationships. Women have done that to me. Multiple relationships, not once, not twice, not 5. I've had that. And then later on, when they find out, the women trying to figure out how to let it go. They did that to me. And then later on, years later, they find out what I'm doing. Then they're like, "How you doing, Karima?"
Exactly.
It's the very, but then you go, nah, it's very hurtful. I think I agree with y'all. It's better just to be cut it clean and say, "Well, this didn't work out," you know.
Oh, it's gonna backfire on them anyway. You can't do that and think it's not gonna come back on you.
Like I would.
Well, don't be putting karma on me. They came back yet. I hope it not.
Oh, trust me, bro.
See, I'm in trouble now. See, she don't put it on me. I'm in trouble now.
You know the worst thing
that is karma. It's gonna come back on you.
Bite you.
You gotta
you cannot treat people bad and expect your life.
Whoa. It's okay. Now y'all vilified me. I'm the worst man around here now. Just because I didn't tell you immediately I was done.
Will.
Because
You're not the only one.
Will, you're not a bad person.
Let's get it straight.
But the worst thing that you can do to a woman, seriously, Will, is to always trying to get her ass, but yet you trying to ease out of her life. Because women have this tendency of believing if she's gonna give her body to you, that you're gonna stick with her through thick and thin. But you trying to creep out of her life, hey, you got
that's why I was saying, I said everything stops. And when the intimacy is the first thing that's going to stop.
That's right.
That's the first thing that's going to stop, because that's the strongest connection. So when I stop being intimate with somebody, or a girl stop being intimate with me, I know that's a big break.
Intimacy in the sexual sense, or intimacy like in the emotional sense? Which intimacy are you talking about that stops?
Well, the sexual.
I'm done.
Yeah, the sexual. Yeah.
I'm done with it.
Right. And what I'm saying, and that's what I want. You know,
that's what you would get with me.
That's what I'm saying. Now that's what I'm saying. Because like now you decided, okay, you're gonna cut me off, and basically that's really what I wanted, and it was the best decision for both of us. And what you did.
Why is it that you're not being intentional and going after what you want in life instead of sitting around saying, "Oh well, I want this, but then I'm gonna wait for her to do it"? What kind of life is that?
So let's.
But because look, my thing is, I don't have time to be trying to get into something else when I got all this garbage. I ain't gonna say garbage, baggage. No, baggage. No, because the thing is, the thing we should always do is focus, and I cannot focus on somebody new when I still got somebody else, something else that I'm dealing with.
Sounds like you need to.
Right. Okay, what you mean? What's wrong with me? I just told you I don't do that.
This topic we're talking about is such a cliche on Zoom and such a cliche on YouTube and Facebook. I've heard it, and it's always some dude that becomes vilified in the whole conversation. That's not the point here. Okay.
I'm good. I can take it. Yeah. Cause I know who I am. I know Mama told me I was a good person. So
and definitely the show is not about making one person a villain. Everybody seems to be a hero.
All this trash around them. All that
look, you pour that one out, huh?
Okay, so Robert, what's your question? I know you got a question that's been boiling. I know you got a question.
No, not really.
Hey, let Rob comment on that.
On what?
Oh, well, we just got to talking about. Yeah, I'm a villain.
No.
Rob, eat it, man. Yo, fuck this meal up, man. Let that man eat, yo. Let that man eat.
You're a villain. It's not the right thing to do. So I would say be honest to what your feelings are and just move on. Now, easier said than done.
Yeah.
Right.
It is tough. I agree. That is a tough conversation to have.
Mhm.
So,
and that's why we have these conversations, because like now, just sometimes you hear the response from different females and stuff, and I get it and I digest it. So now if I go back and I do that again, then I didn't learn anything. You see what I'm saying? So I'm all about trying to learn and trying to do better. Now I see how y'all react to that, and when I see how people react to that, I'm like, oh, that was kind of messed up. You see what I'm saying?
I hope you learned a little something.
I can't hear what you say.
I said, I hope you learned a little something.
Hold up, y'all. Zig underwater. Zig.
Oh boy, look at her. She got that look on her face like she ain't too happy with me.
So we coming down to the end of a show, right?
Honesty is the best policy.
Okay.
Yes. You down there with SpongeBob, Zig? Where you at, man?
Okay, so we coming. Hey, Sean, you got any more questions, or we can start the wind down?
I mean, I have a ton more questions, but if we need to stop, we can stop.
Can everybody keep going, or?
Yeah, I want to hear our questions.
Let's get a different question.
Maybe one more.
All right, let me see.
I got a question. How come women, you can do anything for them, and 10 minutes later they tell about how much they hate you?
What?
What?
Yeah.
Who
Who are y'all dealing with?
I know. Who are you guys dating?
My mother. Yeah, I do everything for my mom, and then next minute she fucking hate me, man.
That's
The Tanyas and the Shans in the world.
That's a mama and a son. What are you talking about? So, Sean, come on.
I ain't got no question.
Okay, all right.
Okay, sure.
Okay, why is there a double standard with regards to a side piece? Why is it that women are expected to be accepting of the side piece, but men don't generally accept the side piece? All right.
How serious are we? I mean, because the thing is, if we got side pieces, we ain't got no real relationship, because the core, I mean, that first, whoever's you consider first, takes up a lot of energy, time, focus, patience, all that, to the point that if you're really doing it right, I mean, the relationship, I don't know how you got space for a side piece or number two. I don't get that
Bill
part.
Clinton was the president of the United States. He made time for a side chick. Most busiest man on the planet.
That's what they do in the White House, though. But let me say this. But a lot of guys are competitors, but we don't want to compete with another guy in the bedroom.
There you go.
You get my drift? So that's why.
And is it also too that you don't want to think about another man doing things to your woman?
You know,
there's a little bit of that there too.
Me personally, I know my wife had a past, or any girl I dated had a past. That don't bother me because everybody got.
Oh, not the past.
The present.
Now.
So all right, just 2 weeks ago, I was in Mexico for a bachelor party, me and my homeboys, whatever. And one of my older friends, he was telling me about this this couple that he met in this swinging town, or whatever. It's like out there, San Bernardino, whatever. And the husband used to watch him fuck his wife. And he said he wouldn't masturbate, he wouldn't do nothing, but just watch him fuck his wife. And I was like, what? He was like, yo, she said, call me up. I said, go over there, fuck her. And her husband be standing in the corner just looking at her. So,
I mean,
you don't give a fuck.
That's not a norm, right? That's just him.
That's normal to them.
They're white people.
They wasn't white. They was black.
Oh, they were black?
It was black. He said
That's
the
a lot of
black.
swinging going on in the black community. It's a lot of swinging going on.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Trust me, like where my boy live at, and it's like a gated community. Everybody got like a flamingo in their front yard. They all swingers. The whole fucking area is swingers. It's fucking crazy,
So
bro.
look for a flamingo, huh?
Yeah. It's crazy.
I know that
bro.
about the flamingo.
Yeah, if you got a flamingo in their front yard, they swingers. Now y'all know. Put y'all on game right there.
Flamingos, huh?
Y'all flamingos.
Wow. So they're all in an entanglement.
Yeah. The whole neighborhood
Definitely an
fucking.
entanglement.
The whole neighborhood fucking throughout COVID.
Latoya, I mean, okay. Speaking of what Latoya said, entanglement. Let's talk about Will and Jada. Did you believe when she said entanglement, or was she just trying to be polite to him about their relationship?
She was being nice to him.
Huh?
I think she meant that. I think
Yeah.
she really just thinks, oh, well, I just got entangled with him, and you know.
I got a real question for the men though, and women. If you find a significant other and they want to be swingers, would you do it?
Hell no. I'm stinking ass.
No, I mean,
Nah.
Not with my
I
woman.
want everybody's opinion about it. I want every individual answer that question. Would you do it? If your man be like, yo, I want to swing, you down? Or if your girl be like, hey, I want to be a swinger. Men, are you down? Like real talk. It's real.
I'm not cool with my women sleeping with other men. I don't care. I want to sit right with me.
I mean, I dated a woman who was who's bisexual, right? And I thought when I first dated her that it was kind of dope. Like, oh, she like women, she like men. Okay, cool, that's dope. But then what I realized about dating that person, right, is that
You dated her?
when you dating a heterosexual woman, this all you gotta do is worry about dudes. When you dating a bisexual woman, you gotta worry about dudes. You gotta worry about girls. You gotta worry about everything. It was highly stressful to be in that relationship. That relationship did not end well. But I was just like,
It wasn't supposed to. You got in a relationship with a bisexual woman and you expected it to end well?
no, but I'm saying that, you know,
He thought it was all good at
You
first.
thought it was exciting just to be like,
Right.
oh yeah, okay, cool, this is all. Because you think it's, yeah, I could handle something like that. But then when you in a relationship with a person who is bisexual, but at least heterosexual with you, when we out date, you're like, oh, you flirt with women, you flirt with men, and I'm like, damn, like I shouldn't even be in this relationship.
That's tough.
So did she bring any women back to the bedroom?
No, we didn't even get that far in the relationship. It was just I could see how
That's
we
why
were.
you was mad then. You probably got mad because she didn't bring no women back, bro.
No, it wasn't even that. It wasn't even
That
that.
was
It's
mad.
just we went out. The thing is,
That was mad.
when you in a relationship,
That was mad.
you want that focus on you and that person to focus on you, and vice versa. You want that
Right.
concentration. And then when you're in a relationship with a person like that, it's just like it's loosey goosey. You don't know is she into you or into who
Look at Will. Look at Will.
It's too complicated.
But why would you want to be in a relationship with somebody that you didn't trust like that?
No, I didn't.
Right.
The thing is, it's like every relationship. When you meet somebody, right, you meet their representative. You don't meet the
Right.
whole person. You just she's attractive, I'm attractive. We have certain similar interests, and then you start, like going out. You start 5-hour conversations, all that, and then you're like, okay, this is pretty dope. And then you're like, okay, we want to start dating. Oh, you like me? Or what restaurant you want to go to? Maybe go on a trip. That's where you relate. The romance part is the beginning part of your relationship. So you're in that. You ain't even get to the sex part, the fucking part. you're being romantic to each other, loving on each other emotionally. And then when you start finding out other things, you go, oh, that's not what I signed up for.
So
How did you find out about it?
she probably was like, they probably seen some girls at the club. She was like, damn, she bad as shit.
No,
Ain't
no,
she? Well, she look good. Yeah.
No, I just thought
She was bad as shit. Hell yeah.
we went to a restaurant. I took her out, and I'm checking how she pulled the number. She pulled the guy's number, and then later on, I seen her pull a girl's number, the waitress.
Did you break it off then?
Huh?
Did you break it off?
Like you will. I ghosted her slowly but surely.
Okay, all right. Y'all gonna jump on him?
I ghosted because I was
Right.
like,
We gonna get the heat off of him. Ain't that many trash bags,
I
bro?
But
slowly
he
back-
should have ghosted her. She was
He wasn't even in a relationship with her.
All
You
right.
been in a relationship.
That was the beginning of the relationship. It was like, okay, this could work out. But then I realized,
You thought it could work out.
So is it a problem if your significant other go to strip clubs?
No.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, all right. That's my
I've gone with my significant
Yeah.
other to a strip
shit. Yeah,
club.
me and my wife, we put girls through
Yeah,
community colleges
that's
and shit like that. You know what I mean?
I guess I'm old school. I don't do that. So
Yeah, I've never done that before.
yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's the ambiance.
I never did it.
I don't like going to strip
Wait, I
clubs.
thought you was a stripper back in the day.
Go.
No, we're not doing no damn TikTok, and then you ain't going to fucking couch.
I was shaking that booty back in the 80s, yo.
Here we go.
no shit.
Get a killer.
I love TikTok, y'all. No, we ain't doing that shit. You ain't going off the couch. I was not a
That's
stripper.
hilarious, go ahead.
Yeah.
So we coming down to the end of the show. So is there any wisdom that you have learned in relationships that you want to impart on the audience?
Ask Will.
So
I got it. Don't keep trash bags around you.
Money coming. Trash bag assholes. Money trash out.
These trash bag assholes all around. All right, I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
Okay, so Marlo, what have you learned, or have you learned anything about relationships, or maybe even more importantly about yourself?
What I learned, I think that it's still interesting that we still, men and women still think very differently. As old as we're all very mature, and we still have the same kind of differences that we had since we were younger, like old school, like women think one way and men think another, and it's just very prevalent that we do. How do we bridge that gap and start listening to each other and respect each other's differences?
Mm.
You put that on a Hallmark card. That was beautiful. Money, God. I almost cried. God damn.
Hey, Robin, how about you? In relationships, what have you learned?
I learned. Definitely that communication is the key. It's nothing like somebody assuming something and not actually having a real story. So it's always good to actually have a conversation about stuff, because a misunderstanding can just ruin the whole relationship.
How about you, Adrian?
Man, be authentic, be sincere. Yeah, so like if you know like this is who you are and what you want, don't compromise yourself for somebody else, because I've learned like in relationships sometimes people will compromise stuff. So it's like if you're cool with Red Lobster, Outback Steakhouse, that's cool. If the person you with, they want, Love Blue or whatever said strip, like I know, like wait, you kind of, overcharged or this is like, be authentic and say like, yo, this is who I am and what I am. Yeah, be sincere, real.
How about you, Mom and Troy?
Well, only thing I can say to y'all guys, y'all enjoy being young, because I'm 71, and when you get my age, it's just like it's nobody out here for you.
No.
And all I can do is tell y'all about, hey, new day, same time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you look amazing.
Yeah.
I put mommy on a dating site, and all the guys popped up in electric wheelchairs and shit. Had electric wheelchairs. Nah, seriously,
it's
like
hard being old.
seriously, my whole thing is,
It's lonely.
in relationships, just put yourself out there. Give give the person who you are. You give them who you are, they can't complain in the long run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Straight up. Because that men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Just put yourself out there. Fuck it. And stay away from the motherfucking trash bags. You feel me?
Trash day is Monday.
Trash day on Monday.
Okay.
Well, what did you learn today?
Oh, to pay attention. No, but in relationship, I learned to pay attention, and I learned, to do some things differently. It's just the things that I thought could save somebody's feelings. Just or no. When you actually see females the way they react to what you just said, then you realize then you realize, okay, maybe I was a little bit off on that. So I'm the type. Well, a lot. I can admit when I'm wrong. So, but I want to thank y'all for giving off that reaction and being authentic. Because every time we do that, we never know who we who we teach. We might teach somebody something by just being authentic, and by, you all just sitting back, just watching right now, by you all being authentic, it lets me see things. Sometimes you just got to see things. We can hear it all we want, but sometimes when you see it and you actually see the response, and you're like, whoa, that was cool. And then, and then the words, just like my man here keeps saying trash bags, and more so
Words, brother.
he caught, no, you caught me, because I was actually thinking, yeah, my trash. You see what I'm saying? So, but you made me think about that, brother. So what I'm saying is, like, yeah, what I'm saying, well, no, but the biggest thing, like I said before, I repeat myself, just seeing the reaction of what I said, and like I said, I was able to see it, and that's the biggest thing, that I've learned tonight, so.
Just be you. Just don't take yourself back, bro. You can't take yourself back. Just be you, dog. Fuck it. Women gonna figure out in the first 5 minutes, dog. Don't take yourself back. Just be you, dog. And tell you the real G shit.
So I agree with, everyone here, definitely communication. Communication is like number one, for sure. And definitely you need to, if you're dating someone, I would suggest that you really pull out those 5 love languages and see where you fit, like see who you are. Because you don't, it really makes a difference. Like your personality, you will see that your personality is totally different from the other person's personality. What you want is totally different from what your mate wants. So it's so important, that you guys study you guys' love languages, work on that. And I also like to say that your mom needs her own show.
Okay.
She needs her own show.
Her own show. She kept it real.
She needs to be your co-host. I mean, your co-host.
Yeah. We used to go live, and we had a little podcast going. Not a little. We had a nice podcast of following. We're gonna get it back rolling and popping again.
Eventually, one day. No, any of y'all got fathers that mamas not together?
You turn mom. No.
No, I'm kidding.
I don't need these people coming. Hey, I need to talk to you, Karima.
Right.
I'm kidding.
I don't need it. So, Sean, sorry.
You want me to say what I learned?
Yeah, and then we're going to go back through and tell people how we can connect.
Okay. Well, basically what I learned is that I bring myself to each relationship that I'm in, whether it's good or bad ending. I ended it, they ended it. It's always me. So I have to figure myself out before I can really be a good person for someone else. So that's what I learned.
There you go. Self-love, yo.
Yep.
And I would say what I've learned is be patient with yourself, be patient with the person that you're with, be patient with the relationship, because those 3 things are actually individualistic things. Like your relationship is its own thing, that person is their own person and you are your own person. So just be patient. Don't be quick to think a thought that because that thought can be detrimental to that woman or that relationship or you. So I mean that's what I've learned. So we going Sean. So tell people how people can connect with you.
You can connect with me on Instagram, 3 Hot Mama, and on Facebook, Sean Laverne.
And also anything that's up and coming that you want people to know about.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have another podcast that I do that's called Let's Drink to Wealth. And but we started recording, but we haven't put them out yet. So, but we do have an Instagram page. So follow us.
And Marlo?
Yes.
What's going on with you?
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not really doing much right now. Writing a pilot. I'm on Instagram, Indonesian 11. I'm an avid investor. I'm in finance. I'm the CFO for the Los Angeles Chamber of Commerce. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I definitely got to talk to you about finance. So definitely email me.
Absolutely.
So Robin, how about you?
Robert Biggs. I can be reached on Facebook at Robert Biggs III, Instagram, RMBIII, and I'm your resident real estate agent and developer. I do tax-free retirement, and I do life insurance.
Okay. How about you, Will?
Huh?
How about you? So what's going on and how can people connect with you?
Oh, Tron Jones on Facebook, Instagram. What's the shit you be on? TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, all that.
How about the stage?
Oh, the Backyard Boogie. So during COVID, before COVID, my last big show was Jimmy Kimmel in Vegas. We sold that out, whatever. And I built a stage in my backyard because I got tired of doing bar shows. And COVID happened. My backyard was one of the biggest comedy venues in California till this month of October. So it's called the Backyard Boogie. We always outside, booked up from outside, different promoters and different comedians and all that stuff. And everybody been in my backyard. So yeah. So the Backyard Boogie or Tron Jones. Just Tron Jones, you can Google me or whatever, all that stuff.
And you, Mom?
Just come through my son's darling.
No, just go to TikTok.
I'm Mama J.
Find on TikTok, Mama J. She get a lot of followers and likes and stupid shit.
Yeah, y'all see me on TikTok.
Looking at y'all
I'll
being
look for you.
Yes, man.
And Adrian, how about you?
Yeah, I'm just on Facebook, Instagram. Facebook, my government name, Adrian Ziegler. Instagram at AZ American Pretty. Voiceover actor with COVID. I've been doing like more voiceover work remotely. So I just got my studio set up in the house. And if you guys need a voiceover for your website, infomercial, narration, and I'm making film and stuff Fox, NBC, stuff. Yeah, holla at me. So Adrian Ziegler.
And Will?
Okay. Hey, before I say that, Chuck want to make sure that you give out the information on the Battle of the Sexes. When we do the shout outs and stuff.
You want to give it to? Because I don't have the text. Just give it. Just do it for me because I don't have the text.
No. He just texted me and just said for well, I don't know. You can text them. Okay, all right. You can reach me at see the follow up at on my YouTube page. I'm getting that started. What we're doing, we got a show, a podcast. It's called See the Follow Up. It's basically a social type podcast, but we're gonna also talk about sports and just anything basically serious, the society and everything. And it's called See the Follow Up. If anybody want to catch me personally, you can catch me Will at willcampbell.net. And that's about it.
Yeah. And Latonya?
So hi, So Latanya Green, that's LA space TAUNYA Green on Facebook. La T Green, that's LAAT Green on Instagram. And I have a nonprofit called Unfamiliar Blessings Inc. And I make these specialized necessity kits for the homeless, people in transition, for children, for teenagers, shelters. And that information, you can find that on Facebook at Unfamiliar Blessings Inc. Or UB Kits, that's UMB Kits on Instagram. And our website is www.unfamiliarblessings.net.
And I am just your host, your co-host, along with Sean and Charles May. I want to thank everyone for definitely tuning in. This is Karima Show, episode 91, season 5.
Ooh, that's older than mommy.
Battle of the Sexes, round 2. Okay, definitely this is a sample of Charles May Battle of the Sexes. It's a live event. It's about maybe 80 some people, men and women, black folks get together and we discuss these issues. And it gets hot and heated and entertaining and never sad, but very informative. So definitely when Charles finally gets it started, please tune in, come through, show up, participate. You definitely will not be, won't be disappointed, promise you. Anyway, this is Karima Show, Show and Tell, and we talk about poetry, politics, ratchetness, relationships, everything. I want to thank my guests for making this another dazzling show. I want to thank my guests, each and every one of y'all, because we learned so much about the battle of the sexes. Anyway, the next episode is possibly episode 92 on October the 14th, possibly, because things change a lot. And also October the 18th is my birthday, so
Happy birthday.
we may only do one show in October because people be like, hey, let's do this for your birthday. So anyway, Karima's show is a great show. So until next time, y'all, you got to go tell somebody. Peace.
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 Get them bags.
Which one you want? The white girls or the black girls?
Want the black one.
Oh man. All right.